Let's start the webinar. Happy Halloween. This is the special spooktacular session, Ridgely, of our mastermind.
Yep, I like it. I like it a lot. Spooktacular is it. So uh definitely want to bug Mike Paul, see if he's got his rap thing figured out completely, man. Because if he has, we're gonna have to tap into that and give that some of our dentists, man. Like create some rapping
Oh,
dentists,
nice.
right?
Awesome. No, I assume you guys covered that last week. I was unable to join last week, so I hope you guys had fun with it.
Oh yeah, oh man, Mike is kicking butt. He got this whole thing really dialed in. He says all wrapped up. Yeah, there you go.
Wrapped with an R. There you go. Love it. Love it.
Nice, nice. Yeah, no, Mike's thing is awesome. It's really, really, really good. In fact, we ought to get him to play one for everybody. Mike, will you play one for us if I'll bring you up here a second? Because it's really good. You got to see it, Hubert. It's way better than Ridgely rapping.
Oh, yeah? No kidding.
Yeah, no, no, this is a thing. No, I think you need to. I think we need to ask Mike to show it again. Mike,
Okay.
you good with that? If I pull you up here, Mike, you know, show Hubert how this whole thing works. He missed it, man. He missed it.
Didn't miss it.
All right. What
All
else are
right.
we doing today? All right, he's gonna get the file. Okay, cool.
He's
I'll
gonna
put
get
you
the
up.
file.
Hold
So
on.
yes, so in recognition of the Halloween holiday, Ridge, I have a segment that you and I are going to lead the folks through. I'm calling it Ridgely, the um, the 5 reasons why your marketing is a horror show. Right.
Okay, awesome.
We have that, and I know I think we have a hot seat. You had mentioned we have a hot seat planned.
Yeah, yeah, we do. We do.
So we're waiting for our hot seat guest, and then
Yep.
also we have Mike to show the thing. So Mike, let us know anytime you're ready. And Jim is saying great backgrounds for the host to start the session by. Thank you, Jim. Hope you're well, Jim. Hope you're well. All righty. Okay, so I'm gonna start with Mike, or I'm gonna hop into the horror show.
I do the horror show first, so Mike has time to
Okay.
find it.
Okay, so originally, I chose 5 reasons why people typical. Okay, so originally, you and I meet every day a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs. Okay.
Mhm.
What is the percentage of people that really have their marketing together versus like, oh my God, this is a horror show? Of course, you and I are too gentlemanly to say that to their face. But what happens when we hang up the phone?
I mean, bro, unfortunately, and this is unfortunate, a lot of people have a great product, they have a lot of desire, they have a lot of heart, but the idea that build it and they will come simply doesn't work in online marketing. And that may be okay, in the Field of Dreams movie or something, but it just doesn't work. Having a great product or a great service, that's just the beginning of the thing.
It's
From
just the
there,
beginning. And
got to be an
even,
expert in marketing it.
yes, and even us, right? We have aspects of our marketing that if we look at it, it's a horror show. Why? Because we're busy running our businesses, and frankly, some of it just, slips by. So one
That's
of the
right.
aspects I want to zone in on, Richly, is um, the idea about like having a quote unquote bad website. Okay. So number one horror show thing. Okay. So you just mentioned build it and they will come. Okay. Originally, the sad truth is that you have to build it and build it and build it again and rebuild it because, frankly, unless you're in doing e-commerce or some sort of impulse type of low price product, having the website there does not actually result in very many sales. It's really more of a, hey, I met Ridgely. Hey, let me check him out and go to his website. And all the website needs to do, Ridgely, in my opinion, and you let me know, is this guy legit? What's he about? And does it look modern? Right? So the horror show that I see a lot is when there are factors on somebody's website that just you cringe at. The design is maybe 10 years old. The person that you're the person, let's say they're 50, they have, and this originally, you see this all the time. You see a photo of them from when they were 35 years old. Like, why? Right?
Mhm.
And so originally, what makes a cringe proof website? The content that's on there and the design. it doesn't take much to spiff up your design so that it looks modern. And if you
Mhm.
don't know what modern looks like, just go to any of these platforms that are out there. Go and experience YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or any of these modern platforms. And that feeling should be what your website feels. And if you need to hire folks, a designer for $400 to kind of spiff up your website and you work with them, you tell them the content that you want to put on there, it's well worth it, Ridgely, to kind of reface it and just kind of have something presentable. Last week, Ridgely, you asked me to kind of spiff up one of our websites because you needed that specifically to show a prospect,
Yeah.
right? So
Um,
the bad website is the number one, I think, horror show, right? And so the sincere messaging, that's what this mastermind is all about. We got you covered as to how to graciously talk about yourself. And that leads me into the second horror show originally. And
are you going to show a bad website, or are you going to?
oh, I want people to apply these principles to their own self. Okay. And the second theme I want to cover is this, originally. The inability to gracefully talk about yourself and your services. Even people here in our mastermind that each week get little hints about how to talk about themselves. Why, Ridgely, is it so difficult for business owners to talk about themselves? And what's the antidote to that?
Uh, to not talk about themselves, to create limbic messaging that's and client-centric copy, so you're speaking about your prospects.
Yes, and it helps you overcome the reluctance to talk about yourself because our society doesn't like braggarts.
Well, I got to show one website. You
Yes,
ready?
yes.
This is awesome. Check it out.
Hey, I bet Link sells cars.
This is the worst thing ever. You see this thing? It gives me a headache just looking at it. This
Yes,
is
but the reader says, I now have a headache.
right. I'm telling you, how do you even know what to even do here? It's terrible.
Here you
Anyway,
go. Now, granted, that is an exaggeration, and I think that he's having fun, with it. But you and I have been around long enough that we can actually find a couple of websites that unknowingly are doing just that, right? It's got every single blinking bell and whistle in it.
well, and then you can go the other way around too, because you can go to something like this, which is horrible in the other direction. It's like,
Yeah,
what the hell is this?
right. Exactly. Okay. And
Accuser
so,
in your face.
yes.
Really?
So
Terrible.
basically, when the messaging is right, the website becomes largely invisible. And that's what I'm always trying to do, right? That was basically Steve Jobs' philosophy that when you concentrate on the content and the messaging, the platform itself, the phone or the tablet or the computer, you don't think about that. You think about the messaging, right? That the device and the website is not in the way of the messaging. And that's why we talk so much about the limbic messaging, the importance of it. Okay, now originally the next topic I want to cover, that's number two. Number three is this. Why your marketing is such a horror show many times is that there's totally lack of social proof. I think that's an unused element by far. I think most people's websites, they don't have testimonials on them. They've done work for many companies, but they don't put the logos on there, right? Or even blurbs. Now, I understand many of us are coaches and you don't want to put your client's name, but you can certainly put RG or RG comma Pensacola or RG comma Florida, right? And so you don't have to like expose every person that's giving you a thing, but you should have blurbs up there originally. How important, in your opinion, is putting testimonials? And don't you agree that that's largely not done?
Of course. And it's critical. It is absolutely critical. And in fact, I will tell you that the more testimonials you have, the less you'll be asked for testimonials, right? So think about it. Think about how difficult it is to get a referral, right? And if you're a busy person and you're in a high-end niche, let's suppose that you are coach like I see that our brother Scott Brown is on here, of high-powered executive women.
Yeah.
High-powered executives do not have a lot of time. Trying to get one of them to give you a referral to
Right.
another one means you now have two high-powered executive people trying to communicate with each other. It's a disaster.
Yeah.
So what is the way to avoid that? get a slew of testimonials on your website so that people go, wow, all these people are saying this is
Yeah.
fantastic. I don't need anything else.
Yes, originally, I want you to tell the folks about this. I'm going to reference it. You're going to know immediately what I'm talking about. And I want you to explain the endless scroll technique of one of our mentors, Alaric Heck, on one of his pages, what he does with the testimonial section.
Yeah, so it's the craziest thing ever. It is so let's not even talk about it. Let's just show it.
Oh, you have it up? I mean, you know the URL?
Oh yeah, I can pull it up in 2 seconds.
Okay.
So
This, folks,
I'm going.
this, folks, is the endless testimonial section. Like literally, and it doesn't loop, it doesn't repeat. It's just one after another, after another. And both Ridgely and I have tried to like count up how many there are, and we can't do it. You can scroll all day long and it keeps going.
It just keeps going. And these are video testimonials. So this is super, super strong because it seems like, OMG, look how many people have benefited from this program. And it just keeps going and then starts to loop around again. And now there's more.
Yeah,
And I
now
mean,
now that you're in the text section, right? Now there's more. And you just
yeah,
keep
I mean,
going.
it's like it's insane. And and I'm still scrolling. I'm
Yeah.
still scrolling. So
Yes.
obviously what this does, and we don't think you know to go any further, there's my buddy Luis Baron, um, is what this does is it creates such belief that these guys must be good, or there wouldn't be that many people saying that about them, that it
Yes.
avoids needing to find a referral.
Yes. And originally, for our friends that have a location-based business, let me just spill the beans right now. Here's proof, Ridgely, that quantity matters. What is the impact, Ridgely, of the number of reviews you have on a Google business profile?
Insane. It's crazy how good that is, to the point where teaching people, if you have any kind of a brick and mortar business, the minute they're checking out, the minute they're at the pay thing, the minute they're doing anything, you should have some kind of a thing there that says, hey, click on this right here, and we will click on this and leave us a nice 5-star review and get entered into the drawing for a free iPad or
Right.
something to
Yes.
get them to give you the review, because it sends a social signal to Google. These guys are really good. Reviews are awesome. If you're trying to rank in search engines, I mean, I remember one of the people that we almost had as a client, but then sold his entire enterprise, was a pest control company. And they had 45 locations. So it would have been a very good client to be doing the SEO for all of the different pest control locations, because you'd have to do them one at a time because it's brick and mortar and it's geographic and all of that. We would have had 45 locations to take care of, but he sold the company because he was so successful, because he had 5,000 testimonials more than any other pest control company.
Yes.
They were relentless about getting them.
And other things being equal, two businesses with two different, everything else being equal, number of testimonials, the one with the higher number of testimonials is ranked higher in Google than the one that doesn't. It's as simple as that. So,
well, and think about it from anybody's perspective that's watching this. Think about this. You're on Vrbo or you're on Airbnb and you're looking at places that you might want to rent. And you're asking yourself the question, which one should I go with? And then you see one that has 99 5-star reviews. And the next one to it has 3. Which one are you going to trust? It's not even hard. For sure, you're going with the one that has more reviews. So obviously that's huge.
yes, exactly. Okay, so now the next category is really for everybody, not just if you have a brick and mortar. And that the horror show in your marketing is, I call it lack of content. This one is so key. Okay, the truly important thing about your website, other than your Olympic messaging, is whether or not you have a blog section and whether or not you post to it regularly. Okay, now I happen to know, looking at the list of attendees today, Rich, many are not blog posting on a regular basis. Many have websites that don't have a blog. Get a blog installed and start producing content. Many of us here on this call are coaches and subject matter experts. I ask you this: how can you run a successful business based on your expertise and yet not be able to produce any content for your marketing.
Well, wait, it's worse than that. It's way worse than that because now you don't even have to produce the content from scratch. You can use AI. You can use the tools that we give you if you're a member of our mastermind that'll produce the content for you. So to
No
not put
excuses.
that content out is
Yes,
crazy. That's got to happen.
exactly. Now here's the key. Find the medium that is easiest for you. For some of us, it's writing a blog article. For many of us, it's shooting a video, right? And so, originally, is it easier for you to write me 2,000 words, or is it easier for you to shoot a 5-minute video for me?
Way easier to shoot a video.
Right? And so that's not the same answer that everybody's going to give, but go to your strengths. If
Yeah.
it's easier to do a video, do video blog posts. Then take the video, get AI to transcribe it, and write an associated article with it and put that on your blog. Regardless of what you do, use the content, get the videos made, put it out on your social platforms, and also, more importantly, Ridgely, do it consistently via Ridgely's favorite 2 words, editorial calendar. Ridgely, we haven't harped on this for a while. Give us the 60-second spiel on the importance of an editorial calendar. What is it and why is it so important?
Okay, so it's critical. So an editorial calendar is the thing that you put out that says to the world out there, I am consistently putting out content. I am consistently giving value to my members. Therefore, A, members pay attention. B, search engines pay attention because you're sending signals to the search engine that you're a great partner. You're a great partner for them to want to rank you much higher.
Yes,
Super critical
exactly.
to do that.
Super critical. Okay, so last horror show we're going to cover, and then we're going to jump to Mike. Ridgely, you and I have been guilty of this as well. We're currently addressing
Wait, I
this.
want to say one more thing. I want to say one more thing about video before you go there.
Go ahead.
I have a new crazy effective way of creating videos that really sell your stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm going to demo it next week.
Wow.
Not just dropping a little seed planting,
Okay.
crazy effective new technique for video sales. Don't miss next week.
Okay, cool. That's awesome.
The reason I'm not doing it today is because I've got one little thing to perfect to get it like even more dialed in. So
Okay, well, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Stay tuned, folks. Okay, Richard, the last horror show I want to cover is this. You and I have been guilty about this. We're currently addressing this. The second I say it, you're going to know what I mean. Leads left for dead. Okay. The CTA and getting the funnel set up, capturing the leads, but then following up on them. Originally, we have hundreds of leads that we haven't followed up on. I know it's like painful and it's a sad state of affairs when we admit to that. But that's typical. And actually, what's worse than having leads that you haven't followed up on is not even capturing leads or trying to capture leads on your website. Get yourself together some sort of lead magnet based on your expertise. Ask people to sign up for it. Have them book a call. Get them on your mailing list. Just get the lead flow coming in, Richly.
yeah, and follow up with it. We're lucky. I mean, we're lucky because we have so much business flow that we can afford to be lazy. But most people can't afford to be lazy with their leads. They need those leads. They need those sales. And look at brother Mike right here,
It's
bringing some
spooky.
Halloween spook festival right here with us. I love it, Mike. Thanks, bro.
Thanks for playing along, Mike.
I was
Hey, man,
scrambling to get a background. Go, damn, I gotta find something.
You found a good one. You
That was
found a good
good,
one.
So for everybody that didn't get a chance to see this last week, we had a great demonstration from Mike of a combination of AI tools that he is using to produce great rap songs to use in his marketing. Mike, could you just give us like, okay, so I did this plus this, and then show us what you got because it's awesome.
Okay. Yeah, hang on a second. I'll share my screen, I guess, because it's kind of it's what I call an audiogram video. But so what I did, again, inspired by your rap songs that you create with your clients, I said, hey, I'm launching this new training academy, and I really wanted something to kind of have a little fun with this. So Starting with ChatGPT, I literally said, hey, I wanted you to create lyrics for for a rap song that is based on this Learning Academy AI that I'm launching. I uploaded a document, which actually it was the document I used over and over again from PAF Brain. So when I created kind of the initial scope of my business, using your tools, I use it over and over again to train ChatGPT on on questions and things that I have. But I use that. It came up with some lyrics, made a few changes in it to, to personalize a little bit more, and then I went to used a tool, and hang on, it was called AImusic.so, which is one of many music generator AI apps. And so I put that in as kind of a custom lyrics, said, hey, I want a male rap voice. I want it to be fun and lively and, that kind of thing. And it then generated a couple different versions of the rap song. Once I got that song and I liked the output, then I brought it into a program, an AI video editing program that some of you may be familiar with called Descript, Descript.com, which is a great AI tool if you guys haven't seen or used that before.
Yep, it's great.
And then you can use templates and things in there. So I use what's called an audiogram. Loaded up a logo, my picture, and then it kind of creates sound waves and just to something a little more visual. And then it creates captions, dynamic captions. So you can see kind of like if you want to do a karaoke to this, And anyway, the final product came out pretty cool. I played it last week, but I'll be happy to share it again.
Yeah, play it one more time. It's really good. It's worth watching. And again, remember, everybody watching this is Mike taking existing tools that we have and combining them with some other tools. And Mike is not a rap guy. This is not what he did. This is all generated by AI. So anybody can do this. That's the point here. And, think about, I see Amanda's on the call. Think about selling steaks using a rap song that has a business, and Bill's here. Think about doing communication that way. And Bruce is here. Think about being the logical, intuitive rapper, right? And we can just go on and on all the way down to South Africa with Kurt. And I see a lot of people around the world. So it's very cool. All right, check this out. This is all done.
Okay, can you guys see my screen? Do you see
perfect.
Okay, here we go. Let me know if you can hear.
Yep. Hit it.
Start playing. Where we go? Hey, come on. Hello. Come on. What's going on here? Hang on a second.
Of course, now it's going to die on you.
Got to realize this. Literally, I'm hitting play and it says, thinking about it. Give me one second.
Okay, well, try again. Hold on. Give me one more second.
The other thing is I can do is, I may just share. I got on my YouTube channel too. Let me see. Wait, let me start it over again. Can you hear okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crank it up, peeps.
Step into the future, it's AI's turn. I'm about to light it up, let that knowledge burn. Small biz owners, let me see you learn. Wanna boost that profit? It's your time to earn. Weekly live sessions, yeah, we bring in the heat. Automate them tasks, get your time back on repeat. No need to be a wizard or a tech elite. We break it all down, make it easy, complete. I got content creation training that'll blow your mind. Craft that perfect post, leave your competition behind. AI automation, man, we redefine. Turn chaos into calm, efficiency prime. Expert interviews, yeah, we talking to pros. Get the inside scoop, let that wisdom flow. It's like a golden ticket, you just need to know where to point that AI, watch your business grow. We got the future in our hands, let's fly. Learning Academy AI, we taking you sky high. From automation magic to creative supply.
Hey.
Productivity, kiss them limits goodbye. We got the edge, let's
let me know how much of this you want me to play.
Stay ahead, then you gotta move fast.
Pick a point to stop that makes sense when you're ready.
Okay, a few more seconds.
Want to stay ahead? Get the latest apps, weekly updates. Now you're leading the pack. Forget manual labor, we ditching that track. AI got your back and it's never off track. Boosting engagement, your audience will clap. Turn likes into loves with that AI craft. SEO to social, every platform's mapped. We got templates for success, every member strapped. Private forum access, networking gold.
Yeah, it covers it all.
Yep.
Anyway, it's about 2.5 minutes. if anybody's interested, I can always put the link to the YouTube video in the chat. But yeah, thanks for the opportunity to play
Thanks
that.
for sharing that. And of course, everybody, if rap's not your thing, you can do country music songs, whatever. So it's just.
Yeah, and rap really isn't my thing, but I just I like when Ridgely did that. The thing is, I usually do country or kind of pop, and I actually did the same using the same system. I actually created a community. I live in a city of Lakeway, Texas, and I created a song, a country song, which I added for the video. I do drone. I'm a drone operator, so I do drone photos and things like that. So I kind of had a visual as it tied into the lyrics, and the city council people just flipped over this thing and said, "Hey, this is the closest thing to a city anthem we've ever had." And so, I mean, you really can set yourself apart just being a little creative with these things. And again, it's just knowing how to use these tools and putting them together. And anyway, that's it's a lot of fun.
Nice. And Jim jumped in by saying this. It's good that the printed words were there, since some words to me sound entirely different or cannot make them out at all. I like them. So
yeah, it's smart. And let's just talk about, if you want to stop sharing your screen there, Mike, for a second.
I'm trying to figure out where the stop share button is. Okay. Kind of jumped off my screen here when I moved.
It's all good.
I got it. Okay, there we go.
Now think about this for a second, and I mean this for anybody. If you're in a service business and you want to set yourself apart, I literally had a conversation yesterday with one of our team members, and I said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to figure out how to do this for any of our dentists. Now, again, we take care. Our primary client is dentists. So whatever your client may be, maybe your client's executives, maybe your client is doctors, lawyers,
Mastermind is in session.
Sorry.
Right. Whatever you want. Imagine now that you had the ability to deliver to your clients, because it takes 5 minutes, because you've got it completely dialed in, a cool song like Mike just showed us once a month. And they could put it on their social media. They could send it in an email, and you want to make it. And I'm going to these are stats that are hardcore stats. Obviously, on a homepage like Mike has, 2 minutes is fine. But in terms of wanting maximum consumption of something that's going to come out on an ongoing basis, you want it under 60 seconds. So you want it in the 50-second range kind of thing. So easy to produce, but think of how you stay top of mind when once a month you're delivering the cool song of the month: country, rap, rock and roll, gothic, old gospel style, whatever. And once a month you deliver something, and they get that, your client comes across to their clients as this super cool marketing person, but they don't even think of it as marketing. I just love my doc. I love my lawyer. I love my HVAC. I love my lawn guy. I love my whatever, because he sent me these goofy songs every month. And then people share them with others, thereby driving the traffic back to your client. It's a really brilliant concept. It's so brilliant that here's what happened, Mike. This is what got me hooked on this. One of my new dentists took our stuff and started writing rap songs for their friends, not for their patients. They just thought it was fun. And I said, his name is Rick. I said, Rick, so you're doing that? Yeah, man, I've done a whole bunch of them. Everybody loves them when I send them out. I'm like, ding. If everybody loves them when you send them out, why wouldn't you send them to your patients? Right? I mean, this is not rocket science here. Where's the connection that says if people are loving when you do this, then of course you want to send it to your patients, and you want to put it on social media, and you want to do that thing that separates you from everybody else. Now you're Rick, the rapping dentist. Awesome. I mean, he's only going to cover a certain geography anyway, so it doesn't matter. There could be 1,000 dentists of the 65,000 that exist in North America alone that could do this, and they wouldn't even hear each other. And they would stand out in their market within that 10-mile radius of the patients that they serve. Really, really smart. We got to be thinking like that when you find something like what Mike just demoed. It doesn't have to be in the voice of the client. It can be an AI voice. You can change the voice every month. Women, older, younger, teenager, bebop. You can have it in a voice like Kermit the Frog. I mean, you can do whatever to have fun. Scott's asking, how'd you find the music, Mike?
Well, the music itself is generated by that app, AI Music. So where they come up with the voice, I have no idea.
Yeah.
You can rerun it multiple times. I mean, like if you don't like the way it comes out, which just happens a lot, you can rerun it again. Just like, ChatGPT. I mean, it comes up with a different result every time. But yeah, I don't know. And there's different apps out there. And they all kind of have, their own thing. But
and literally, it's push button simple, and I never throw anything away. So, Mike, if I get a version that I don't like, I save that, and then I get the version that I do like. Then I do a post saying, "Hey, folks, taking a poll. Listen to these two. Which ones do you like?" It's all about using what comes out of the machine and getting that engagement.
Yeah, it's awesome. Mike, thank you very much for
Thank
sharing,
you, Mike.
brother.
Mike, you've earned yourself a Halloween joke. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Knock, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Philip.
Philip who?
Fill up my bag with candy, please, sir.
Okay. On that note, I'm shutting off my video. I'm listening.
All right. See you later, brother. Thank you very much. Awesome. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we are going to pull in. I am going to pull in our great friend Elaine, who has some stuff for us to take a look at. And let's see what we can do to help on this spooktacular day.
Yes, awesome.
Yeah, man, I got to jam out of here after this. I got, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Nice. Awesome. All right, you win the prize. You win the prize.
My wishes. It's all, my theme song is Defying Gravity, so I really get a chance to play with it this time of year.
So
Yes.
your costume is so awesome, Elaine, that you get your joke at the beginning.
Okay.
Ready? Okay.
Yes.
What's the problem with twin witches? What's the problem with twin witches?
What's the problem?
You never know which witch is which.
That's very good. That's very good, actually.
That's
Yeah.
actually pretty clever. I like that. That's better than usual. All right, Elaine, what are we looking at? Let's do this thing.
So I have been stymied getting into the brain section. When I go, I'll show you, when I go there, it says something about my AI. I do have the one that I pay $20 a month for. So for some reason, something's out of whack.
So I know exactly, yeah, I know exactly the problem you're having.
I'm sure that's why I'm here.
I will send you step-by-step instructions on how to fix that, but let me just conceptually tell you what's going on. So the ChatGPT Plus account that you pay $20 a month for,
right?
That gives you ability to save your chats, and it gives you the latest models, and it gives you all kinds of good stuff. You can create these custom GPTs. It's awesome. Okay.
Right.
That's by OpenAI, the company. OpenAI, the company, offers that ChatGPT Plus service at $20 a month.
Right.
At the same time, they also offer a different product that has nothing to do with the $20 a month GPT Plus part. It's their OpenAI API service. Okay, and it costs much less. And you go to platform.openai.com.
Right.
And you log into your account, and you go to the part that says get my API key, and you actually can generate multiple API keys. And when you get the key, you take that key and you plug it into our tools. And there's a couple of little gotchas in that.
I think I had a few gotchas.
Right.
Okay, so I'll try that. You'll send me that, and then I'll let you know. And then if I can't get in,
we can jump on a call, and I can look at your screen.
Great.
And now the way we use your API key is similar to how a host of other companies do it. So you definitely want to figure this out, because there's a wealth of tools out there that you can take advantage of by entering your API key. The main important thing is to always keep your API key a secret, because that's how you get billed by OpenAI for their model.
All right, so I'll do what you tell me, and then I'll let you know. I can't imagine when I have this through your brain, because I've learned so much from you guys that what we're doing is insane.
Awesome.
Absolutely insane. Yeah. So I haven't created music, but I do poems that match the holidays and the season and all that. So I can't wait to get some music going too.
Nice.
Yes. And we do have all my Limbic messaging throughout our website, every section Ridgely did with me about 2 years ago. And it's amazing. Just speaking in those words and understanding that is all over everything we do. I believe you deserve. We believe in a world where let me just say this and I'll let you go. My biggest successful Facebook ad is about, we see a world where cancer is only a chapter and not your whole story. And that is drawing more than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, for anybody that heard what Elaine just said, there is no excuse to not test multiple ads now, since we have AI to create the ad copy for you. There's no excuse. So please don't be making excuses. Oh, I can't think of different versions, whatever. You can get 30 versions in 22 seconds on AI, and you can test them really, really quickly and find out which ones work. In fact, I don't know what the software is, but I just heard about this the other day. There's a software that will actually, you just put all the ads in there and it'll split test it for you. It'll just rotate the ads down. And so one of my Flight Club fellow members is Stefan Georgi, who's one of the greatest copywriters alive today. And the reason why he gets paid a gazillion dollars more than anybody else is because he doesn't believe his own stuff. So instead of testing 6 ads, on average, he tests 30 per campaign, and figures out which ones are the best one, and is constantly surprised by which ones win. So what you're doing, Elaine, is exactly right. When you find the one that's the winner, put the pedal to the metal and use that one.
Right. And we're using it as social media stuff, which I'm finally doing on my personal page, which I had not done before. So we have like maybe a half a dozen that we're using that are in beautiful like pictures and with me, and it rotates and then it goes to a link and just changes the world, because you know,
that's
when you
great.
know
Now,
what to
Elaine, does your website have a blog section? Are you doing blog posting? Great.
I'm a very good student.
I'm just checking.
Yes, it does. In fact, while we were on, I just sent Carolyn, who does all my graphics and my thing, 1 video and 2 blocks that we put together for testimonials to create a whole new block on the front of the website. And while we're here, I went to ChatGPT to give me 5 headings for the section and a "we believe" underneath to close it, to sandwich them out. So you guys are with me all the time. Thank you.
That's excellent. Now, how do you measure?
We love you.
Yes, that's awesome. Now, one question I do have for Elaine is this.
Yes, sir.
How can you tell that it's working for you? Do you get feedback? Do you get people telling you about how they saw this, that, or the other thing on your social platforms or about your content? I mean, you feel like it's benefiting.
No, I'm getting people commenting now and reacting, because I've never had those conversations before. So now, I mean, next month we have a webinar going on. So now I have put in there about something about let's talk, blah, blah, blah. And now it's going to somewhere else. So I'm having people get on my calendar even beyond the ads.
Excellent. I just wanted to make sure that call to action part is happening too, because one of the big things about when Ridgely talks about his editorial calendar, it's like Ridgely, it takes a while for it to kick in. But once you do, you don't want to stop because it'll keep multiplying.
That's right.
Right. So do you know about Opus AI?
Yeah.
I just found out about that. I'm going to start using it with the videos that you helped me put together.
Yes. So
perfect.
So just we'll do a segment actually for that. I know somebody that uses it quite a bit, and we can actually get them to come on. But folks, Opus is basically a tool that so. Who was it originally? What was it? Mark Twain that apologized in advance for not having the time to make this letter shorter.
Yeah, right.
It takes more effort to make something concise than to
Oh,
do
of
something
course.
in long form
Right.
rambling. So the idea of Opus is that if you're comfortable, you can shoot yourself on camera and just start rambling, or you get a colleague on Zoom and you guys have a conversation, right? You cover areas of this and you ask each other questions, and out of all that, you take that 20-minute video clip and you feed it into Opus, and Opus AI, after you hit the button, goes and chunks it up into
I'm excited about that.
themed chunked pieces originally that make sense on their own.
That's
So
right.
out of a 20-minute session, you get maybe, a dozen clips that are awesome.
That's
So
right.
now I'm taking the professional videos we did for my work with Ridgely to get the content in and feeding him to Opus AI tomorrow.
Excellent. Well, then I want you to come back and report the progress on that.
I
Please.
will. I will. Thank you both. Love you both.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Elaine.
Shirley, love you too. Take care. Ciao for now. All right, so QB, I want to show something here because and we keep talking about this, and I'm not going to make it too. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I want to show something. So what happened yesterday, I was doing a limbic messaging workshop. Here's the limbic messaging workshop. As you can see, we created all kinds of limbic messages that will
wait, Richard, we have some new people on the line. So can you just give us the 10-second brief on what is a limbic messaging workshop?
Yeah, so it's a workshop where we are creating limbic or emotional messages that fit into the top 3 formats, the easiest formats to create, that are invitations into a belief. And the 3 of them are: we believe statements, because something matters statements, and you deserve statements. And as mentioned, we work primarily with elite dentists. So we want to give them things that they can deploy on their website. So they came up with: we believe a smile is a gateway to success. We believe you can love your smile again. We believe in eating whatever food you want. We believe in making steak great. And we then gave them, these are proven messages to select from, right? So we did this. Literally takes me 45 minutes to come up with an entire suite of limbic messages for a dental practice that is far superior than anything you could come up with on their own in 6 months. Awesome. Then we even got some taglines for them. So get this, we're at the 45-minute mark, and I'm saying, okay, let's talk about where we're going to deploy this. And the main doc says, Ridgely, well, you got to show them one of those wraps. And this happened to me yesterday. And I just said, okay, I can show you a wrap. Well, we got time. We had a little bit of time here. He says, and the doc says out of his mouth to all the other doctors and team leaders and office manager that were in this workshop with him, this is about to blow your mind. You're not going to believe this, right? And so I literally, in that moment, I pull up ChatGPT, and hold on, let me go there right now real quick, and started from scratch right here. And now it's, 13 minutes to the top of the hour. These guys have patients that they're seeing. Super simple. I got them to input their website, make it in the voice of a script for Justin Bonaventure, and it created a video script. Kind of boring, but I knew where I was going. Now I said, okay, now let's make an irreverent emoji pack version. And it did an emoji pack version that was irreverent. Then I said, okay, great. Let's continue with the irreverence and turn this into a 1-minute rap song like Eminem. And so then we created one of, like, as you can see, you're sitting there not thinking about the dental fear. I'm like, chill, we got Netflix and root beer. Relax vibes, comfy, just lay back, son. We're talking drill-free laughs till the job is done, right? So I did that. I said, okay, cool. Now give us a version that focuses on dental implants by the other doc that did the dental implants. So again, this is Dr. Bonaventure rapping. Now there's another doc in the room, and I'm saying, hey, what about an implants version from Dr. Austin, right? So there you go. Yo, Dr. Austin here. Let's talk upgrades, dental implants, making gaps fade. If you're missing some teeth, got a space or two, we'll hook you up fresh, looking brand new, right? And I went through that process. Now, I then said, okay, now turn it into a country song. And now you have a country song. And then I said, okay, now give us an old school gospel approach. and now you have a gospel song. I just want to point out how ridiculously powerful this is. You combine that with tools like Mike was just sharing with us a little while ago, and you literally can go to your client and say, what's your vibe? You're a country guy, rock and roll person, old school gospel, you like rap songs, what do you like? And you could do this for your client every month. What if there's, like, say, for in our case with dentists, there's usually 3 or 4 of them. Okay, Dr. John, you're the rapper. Dr. Mary, you're the country western singer. Dr. Joe, you're the rock and roller. Dr. Tina, you're such and such. And you rotate them around on a monthly basis using AI tools. How much more engaging and cool and different and unique is that than what anybody else is doing out there? It's the coolest thing ever, and it's not difficult. This is a world where we're fighting so hard to be seen, to stand out in some way, to distinguish yourself from everybody else. And here it is, right in front of us. You can do this immediately. Hubert, your thoughts?
That's awesome. That is really awesome. Okay, so Ridgely, before we wrap it up, we always promise that because you're always on the circuit with these top level, I mean, like world-class masterminds that you go to, and I know you just came back from one, and I know you always like to bring goodies back. Can you tell us what like the sharpest marketing minds in the world are currently thinking? Like, what did you do? You hung out. I think this time you made it an abbreviated session. So you flew in, you flew out, but I think you have something to tell us.
Yeah, man. So we have a lady who's a member. I'm not going to say her name, but her story is this. And this is so we have a thing at the end where we vote a thing called Captain Contribution, who made the biggest contribution at the event. Usually there's 4 speakers at these events. There were 4 speakers here, and there's other people who help. It could be a speaker that wins. Usually that's the case. Could it be somebody else, etc. This was the biggest landslide in the history of our 11-year mastermind. I mean, it was insanely good. So what was it? So this woman's background was she had a difficult time 25 years ago, a bad divorce, kids, all of a sudden found herself with no money and had to do something. So she went into the only thing where she qualified, which was telemarketing sales. She went into sales, and she had to learn to be good enough at selling to make a living, to pay for her kids, to make the rent, etc. Well, she paid a lot of attention to what was working. She paid attention to the people who were really crushing it in a very big way and started emulating what they were doing. Long story short, over the course of a number of years, she ended up running a sales room of 250 commission-only salespeople. Do you have any idea how difficult that is? I mean, that's mind-bogglingly difficult to do that. So she had the opportunity to see that with the same leads and the same script that everybody had, some people made 30,000, some people made nothing, some people made 30,000 a year, some people made 75,000 a year, some people made 200,000 a year, and there were a few people who were making $700,000 a year with the same leads and the same scripts.
Wow.
So to suggest that this woman really understands sales is a mind-boggling understatement. It's like they're not doing her justice. So I was paying super close attention to everything she was saying. And the biggest takeaway that she gave us, that has nothing to do with AI, but it has everything to do with how you could put this into AI, is that a question is worth infinitely more than a statement or a statistic. Let me repeat that. A question is worth infinitely more than a statement or a statistic. And it doesn't matter how good the statement is. It doesn't matter how good the statistic is. It's the question that gets the person thinking in the direction of the answer. So I'm going to foreshadow what I'll be doing next week. And here's how it's going to work. I'm going to pull up my screen again and demonstrate what we're talking about. So that was our rap songs with the, okay, so Hubert Lee lives in Stony Brook, Stony Brook, New York.
2 words.
Dentist.
Stony Brook.
Okay, sorry, Stony Brook.
Yep.
And we're gonna look at this. Stony Brook, New York dentist. We're gonna make the assumption that Hubert is a I don't know why that did that. Hold on one second. Let me do this again. Stony Brook, New York dentist. We're gonna make the assumption that Hubert is a top-notch dentist. Now, as you can see, this is the Google Maps, right?
Mhm.
And Google Map position number 1, position number 2, position number 3, really good to be in the top position because that's where most people are going to click. Down below, you then have the organics, right? And you want to be in the number 1 position. So if I'm looking to get a gig with Stony Brook Dental Group, which is currently ranked number 3, this is what I'm going to do in a video. I'm going to come to this place right here, and I'm going to say, hey, Dr. Hubert, looks like we're right here looking at the maps, and I see you're down in position number 3. Isn't that interesting? Now, look above you, you've got Stony Brook General and Cosmetic Dentistry and Dental 365. Let me ask you a question. You think it'd be a good idea that we take these guys out?
Yes, of course.
The psychology behind that question is so strong. It's so strong. And Hubert, look at this. There's a couple of positions on the paid advertising right up here, and there's another down here in organic. Hubert, did you know that this organic number 1 spot gets 19 times as many clicks as this top spot right here in the paid traffic? So
Wow.
let me ask you a question. You think it'd be a good idea for us to take over this spot for you?
Yes, sir.
Now, I know that sounds so subtle, but when I'm showing somebody something and I'm planting that question in their mind, hey, what do you think of the idea of taking them out? What is that going to lead to? Dr. Hubert is going to walk out of this thing, and for all day long, it's going to be bugging him. I can't believe those guys are not number 1 and number 2, man. We absolutely have to take them out until it becomes his idea to take them out. How are they going to take them out? They're going to hire us. We're going to do that for them. The strength of this, when I saw her do this demo, and how she described how these absolute top guns, all they do is ask questions. They don't give statements. They say things like, well, are you getting enough patients every month? How many patients would you like to be getting per month? What would it be worth if we got that many patients for you? Do you think do you have enough dentists to be able to handle that kind of patient flow? So if we got you to number 1, are we clear that we could handle taking, right? They never give a statement, never. So the person that they're talking to is continuously responding in their own mind with the thing that they want that you deliver. I know I'm not doing this the justice that it deserves, but I walked out of there going, oh man, I am a very dangerous dude now, because I'm going to pull up those rankings every time I have to talk to a dentist. I have 7 more to follow up with right now. One of them I met last weekend. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to pull up those maps and I'm going to say, hey, doc, you think it'd be a good idea to take these guys out of the number 1 spot? Are you aware of how much that spot is worth to whoever owns that turf? Well, let me share a little bit. Did you know that it gets 19 times more traffic than this spot right here? I'm just going to ask these questions. So if you think it'd be a great idea to talk to me about this, would you do me a favor, click on that link below and book a time, and let's have a conversation to see what we can get you to, what we can do to get you to the top. So let me ask you this one last time, Doc. Would it be worth it to be number 1? Right? Or
Awesome.
wouldn't it be worth it? Right? And I mean, I walked out of there like, that is just so badass. because of the human factor, the human psychology of getting inside somebody's brain with the question so that they think it's their stuff. Awesome. I mean, ridiculous. So I'm telling you, I'm a very dangerous dude now. So I'm
Right. We look forward to seeing the video next week, and thank you for sharing that recap with us. I'm going to ask you to actually look up when our next meeting is, and while you do that, let me give a little mini commercial. I know we have some people here monitoring and auditing the mastermind meetings. Maybe you've signed up through the Partner Attraction Blueprint. I'm going to drop a link here to book a call with Ridgely if you want to hear more about our mastermind and how our limbic messaging approach can help you. Ridgely, do you want to say something about the call that you're offering?
And our super ridiculous tools that do crazy stuff that I will show you in real time when you show up. And I enjoy having those calls and making new friends. So book a call and we will talk. Our next week mastermind is at 3 o'clock Eastern time, noon Pacific US time on Wednesday the 6th. Wednesday the 6th. So that's just a few days away from now. That will be Wednesday, the day after Election Day. I don't know if we'll know what's happened yet by then, but anyway, but we will have a good old time on the mastermind, and I will demo the first video where I'm using this technique to really show you how powerful it can be to have the combination of video plus questioning plus whatever. I'll show you that next week. Again, noon Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern time, Wednesday the 6th is our next call. All right, Hubert, what do you got for me? Go ahead, lay it on.
I got two. We have one contributed by Jeremy in the chat, so let me read his first. He has a quick Halloween dad joke for us. Ridgely, what does an old person turn into when bitten by Dracula?
What?
A grampire.
Okay.
And here's mine, Ridgely. This one's rather clever, actually. What happens if you don't pay the exorcist on time? What happens if you don't pay the exorcist on time?
What?
You get repossessed.
Ay, ay. All right. Awesome. All right, people. Look forward to catching up with all of y'all.
Enjoy your Halloween candy, rot your teeth, get those cavities in there. We need the business.
Yeah, man, we take care of dentists, so we want to make sure you get lots of candy. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your week. Happy Halloween. Bye, everybody. Ciao for now.